Hi everyone, Melissa here. In today's video, I'm super excited. I have an awesome success story from my amazing client and I cannot wait to share it. And really quick, before I get into it, I just want to let everyone know I have a new course out. It is on how to create an exceptional self-concept and truly realize that you are limitless. And this success story is really going to highlight that and how important self-concept is in manifesting and just in life. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so I'm so excited. This client, we've been working together for probably around 4 or 5 months now. And she had a few things that she was working on manifesting. So in case anyone is wondering, can I manifest more than one thing at a time? Absolutely. Yes, you can. You're doing it already. You just don't even realize it. So absolutely you can. Okay. So she had a few things she wanted to work on. One of them was a specific person, and another one was getting into a dream school. And in particular, this client was working on becoming a lawyer. So there is, a big test you have to take and to get certain scores in order to qualify for certain schools and programs. So the first part of this manifestation was trying to just get a really good score or even just pass this difficult test. And this client had taken this test in the past and not done well. And so there was some story going on there about maybe this test is too difficult. Maybe I can't do it. I already didn't succeed before. It's just, it was a very daunting task in her mind and really stressful. So, and she was putting a lot of pressure on herself, which we do sometimes when something is really important to us. So we worked on breaking down some of that story and focusing on some intentions, affirmations that supported getting a great score, passing with flying colors, not needing to take a backup test because this is going to be the one that we pass. And, it's easy. We did some affirmations about her being really prepared, and, she studied a lot and really she was ready. Okay. So the time came and went and she took that test, and this was a few months ago. And, sometimes with those tests, you don't hear back for a really long time. So that's a long time where you have to maintain, what am I going to believe is true about this? In life, sometimes when you're manifesting something, you don't see evidence in your 3D for a while. And if you are not persistent in your mental diet, if you are not disciplining your mind enough, that lack of evidence that you're perceiving can derail you, because you could start identifying with, oh, it's not happening. I didn't do it. I didn't get what I wanted. So it took a lot of practice and self-discipline for her to just keep it in the knowing that she did really well. She passed the test. It's going to be a great score to be able to apply for schools. So in the meantime, she was living her life and also trying to manifest a specific person. And in this case, there was a lot of hot and cold. There was a lot of frustrating times and sometimes feeling really down and like a victim and spiraling and getting triggered by social media, by things SP said, by things SP did, by things SP didn't say and do. There were perceived third parties involved. It was a big roller coaster. And ultimately, again, this client had to make a choice. In every one of those times, am I going to succumb to these feelings of not being chosen and wanted, and to these circumstances showing me that I can't have what I want, that I'm not chosen, that I'm being rejected? Or am I going to persist in a new story? And so throughout this time, she would, maybe have a triggering moment, maybe have a spiraling moment, but then go back to that wanted story. I'm chosen, I'm loved, SP wants me and only me. SP wants to commit to me. SP adores me. SP isn't seeing anybody else. I'm the only one. SP, every time a picture with a different girl came up on social media, she had to make a choice. Who is that person? Are they important to him? Is it a third party? Is he dating her? Nope. Turn it around. Always make it work in your favor. So every time she would see a picture on social media, it was like, oh, that's just a neighbor. That's just a friend. That's just some girl at the place where he's at. He's thinking of me. He wants me. And, throughout this whole time, she would do little manifestations to keep boosting her confidence and working on her self-concept. So, what little manifestations related to everyone as you pushed out. So with specific people and other, anyone in general. So like maybe intending that SP would sing a specific song, or that SP would say a compliment that is unusual for her to hear, like, you are magical, something unique enough that when it showed up, it was a, oh my gosh, it is coming from me moment. It was an aha moment for her. And it helped keep her in her power. That's the biggest thing with all of this, is trying to stay in your power as much as you possibly can throughout every day, throughout every circumstance. Even if you react, get back on it and get back in your power and remind yourself who you are, that you in fact do have all the control here. You are the operant power. You are the only one directing your experience in your reality. And you're doing that with your assumptions. And when you change your assumptions, your reality will shift to show those back to you, which it all comes down to self-concept always. If you are struggling in any area, I highly, highly recommend that you look at working on your self-concept. And speaking from my own personal experience, that is when I have had the most success, and when my manifestations really started rolling just easily and effortlessly, is knowing who I am, knowing the creator that I am. And why do I don't ever need to worry about anything, because I know that it's all on me. I get it. I can change anything with my mind. Okay, so she went through so many ups and downs and spiraling moments, and so many times we had so many phone calls where she was just so upset, and it's hard. It's hard to, see someone be so down, and you just want to give them a big hug and pick them up. But you know what? You have to be the one that gives yourself the hug. You have to be the one to pick yourself up. We as coaches, we will do everything in our power to support you and be your biggest cheerleader and help you and find your blocks and, support you when you're feeling low and when you're feeling high. But it's your job. It's your job to change your mind. It's your job to persist in better thoughts and start assuming better things so that you get better experiences and your manifestations show up like so much faster and seamlessly. And it doesn't feel like work when you consciously make the effort to change your thoughts. So she did this. She did such an amazing job. I'm so proud of her. So here's the best part is, just a few weeks ago, she heard back from the place that graded the test that she took and from schools that she applied to. And not only did she pass that test with flying colors, but she got accepted into a school that is the most difficult school to get into where she lives. And it seemed to be against all odds because her score was under the threshold that they look at for admittance. And so anyone just looking at it at face value would be like, oh my gosh, how did that even happen? But we know how it happened. It happened because she persisted. In spite of what anybody said about you needing this score, in spite of not knowing what score she got for many months, in spite of doubting herself and worrying, she overcame all that by sticking to her story, which was, I passed the test. I got into this school. And it happened. So I'm so proud of her and so happy for her. And at the same time that she heard back from the school, SP started showing up. SP started heavily pursuing her. and constantly making up excuses to talk to her and wondering if she's talking to any other men, and wanting to spend time with her any possible moment. And this is all because she built up her self-concept. She decided she was worth it and could have it, and stopped giving her power away to the circumstances, to the things he was saying and doing, because that's all just a reflection of you. That's all just a reflection of your thoughts. So when she started just stepping it up and knowing who she is as a creator and feeling that power, that success with that school, it was a huge victory and a huge confidence booster. And the best evidence you will ever get, you can watch a million success stories online, but the best evidence, the best proof is when you see a manifestation show up and it's something you consciously work to create, because nobody can take that away from you. You did that. It's confirmation that what you did resulted in this cause and effect. So that manifestation with the school just skyrocketed her self-confidence even more. And now SP is like a lost little puppy dog following her around, because she knows her worth. She knows her value. She knows that she could actually have anybody she wants. And now she's like, well, maybe I don't even want this guy, but it's okay because she could have this guy if she wants. So my point in telling all of this is, this story was so impactful to me when I heard about her successes, because I saw the struggle. I saw the struggle she went through in both of these big manifestations, big manifestations to her, where there were lots of times where there were tears. There were lots of times where there was frustration. There were lots of times where there was doubt. There was lots of times where maybe I should just give up because I can't have it. Maybe I'm just not lucky in love. Maybe I just, need to decide on a different career path. But she persevered. She overcame all those doubts and fears and spiraling moments and triggers by going within, by deciding something better was true, by recognizing her power and having blind faith in it. And really that's the key, is having faith when you can't see yet the evidence in your 3D, when you can't see the proof, because the 3D is not the proof. The proof is here. It's when you feel it is true here, that's your evidence. When you know it's true with every fiber of your being, that's your evidence. And then as a bonus, you get to experience that knowing as circumstances in your reality. But it's here. It always starts here. And just the fact that she pushed through all those unwanted stories, that cycle of feeling like a victim and just feeling comfort in the unwanted story, because that's the evil. If I don't get my hopes up, then I won't get hurt when I don't get it. But really, you just have to have faith that you already have it, and that you get to decide whether you want it or not. But you have it already. And that's when the manifestations show themselves. That's when the invisible becomes visible. So I just want to say again, I'm to this client, lady, you know who you are. And I am so proud of you and so happy for you. And the sky is the limit. I mean, I cannot wait till we talk again, because I know it's just going to be more amazing things that keep rolling in. And, that just reminded me of one other thing she mentioned. When your self-concept is really high and you're owning your power, manifestations flow like that. I mean, they're always flowing, but the wanted stuff, the desires, the manifestations that you desire just are rolling in, because you're not in your own way anymore. And she had one other thing that happened right after that, was she had been looking at this really beautiful bag, and it was expensive, and she, wasn't going to buy it for herself, but thought, oh, it would be so nice if I could have that, and if somebody got that for me. And there wasn't really much thought after that. That was it. There wasn't much contrary, opposing thoughts. And sure enough, a few days later, a friend of hers bought her that exact bag. That is not coincidence. That is because she had the thought, she decided it was possible and true for her, and she didn't get in her own way. There was no thoughts that were contradicting it or saying she couldn't have it or didn't have it. And it showed up. in the easiest, most beautiful way possible, you know? So if you take nothing else from this video, I really wish for you to start taking your power back. Start taking your power back. Don't let negative thoughts and doubts consume you, because they are just thoughts, and you are the one that gives everything meaning. So you can just as easily start believing in a better story and start assuming a better story. And what do you have to lose? You're going to feel better instantly when you start thinking better thoughts, when you start believing that what you want is possible, when you start assuming the best, you're going to immediately start feeling better. And if that is not gift enough, you're going to get manifestations that match those thoughts if you persist there. So please assume better, assume the best for yourself. Try to pull yourself out of victim mode and go for it, because we are all limitless and you can have and be and do whatever you want. You just have to get out of your own way. And if you need help with that, that is why we are here as coaches. It is our passion, is my passion, helping people discover their power and stay in it and manifest everything they want, because you can do it. So if you would like help with that, I would love to help you. I'm available for one-on-one coaching. You can find the link in the description of this video. I also have an amazing new course out. I'm getting a lot of good feedback on it. It is 100% on how to build up your self-concept, which is the foundation to manifesting. You know, whatever you are assuming, whatever you yourself are assuming is true about everyone and everything, that is your self-concept. So if stuff is showing up that you don't like, there are areas of your self-concept that you need to work on. Sometimes that's hard to hear. Sometimes we don't want to work on ourselves. We just want to work on a specific area like money or SP or health, but it's all encompassing. And when you really go within and discover your power and stay in your power, manifestations in every area of your life will start to flow in the way that you would like. Because why? Because you are coming from a place of empowerment and ownership and knowing that what you want is true now. Okay? I intend this video helped you, and I think that's it for this one. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you in the next one.